defining a social enterprise for me is I use Michael Trow's definition, which is an organisation that's run with the heart of a charity and the head of a business. For me, it's a business that is trying to tackle a social problem, and the problem really is the central core element to it as well, and creates social benefit, environmental benefit, or community benefit in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. For me, a business that reinvests its profits back into, where possible, back into the community and the problem it's trying to solve, to really just help tackle a social problem. And I think that's where the way businesses should really be moving forward. I think the qualities of the best social enterprise that I've ever worked with, or of the ones that I do work with, are solving not just one problem but multiple problems. So they're not delivering a single, double, triple good even, where they might be creating an employment opportunity or employment opportunities for people from a particular cohort, whether it's supporting people with disability, refugees, previous incarceration, that the service that they're providing or the hours and contribution are actually solving another social problem, like removing waste or carbon or whatever it may be, and then the profits are then reinvested to deliver another social benefit too. So you've got that single, double, and then that triple good. Organisations that can kind of nail that and then actually be a profitable, self-sufficient and self-sustained business. That's what I look for that golden triangle for the social enterprise. I wear many hats. One of the hats I wear is I run a disability housing company. So it's called Specialist Disability Accommodation. And if you're looking at the NDIS sector, I help support the complexity, the top 10% complexity at that top end as well. And this is housing for people that can't live in mainstream housing for a range of issues as well. So, things like, just think wider doorways, a lot of automatic assistive technology, level step-free sort of properties as well, and then just voice activation for pretty much everything else to support people that may be using wheelchairs, might have challenges managing their behaviour. So that organisation itself, by nature of what we do, we're a social enterprise because we're providing that social benefit. We are a profitable business and we manage the asset as such and help developers get through the asset, and then some of our profits actually reinvested back into helping support other people get access to funding, get access to support, or even provide advocacy. On top of that, we also employ people with disability in our workforce as well. So by the end of this year, at least 25% of our workforce will be people with disability, which is fantastic. Again, that triple good that I was talking about before. I think it's just the way business should be. I don't see any other way of running business. My first business that I set up when I was 7 years old was a social impact business without even knowing what social impact was. I would collect cans at the local football game with Dad when he was out watching the Australian rules, and started with recycling. The next business was was sort of scoured up as well and recycled other materials and things too to recycle that. And I just think it's the way of doing business. In banking and finance, it was always with credit unions and building societies, helping build communities and education and financial awareness. And even in the businesses I'm running now, it's just, I think profit's really good, but it kind of leaves you a bit hollow. So unless you're fulfilling some form of social benefit, it's pretty hard to sleep at night, and I really like sleeping well. So, for me, it's really that creating that difference in the world that leaves a legacy and some sort of change. So if I'm not around, then the world's in a slightly better place. BSB 130, the social enterprise unit, is probably the critical unit. All businesses moving forward, there's been a cultural shift and change in business around Australia and around the world. Australia's got a bit of time to catch up, so the people taking on BSB 130 are basically equipping themselves with the skills they need to run business in the future. It's a chance to look at a range of social problems in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. It's an opportunity to develop a business that solves a local problem as well. And through the journey of the subject, we actually get to go through the research, the analysis, and find out what the problem is, build a business around it as well in some capacity that solves that problem, and then provides a social benefit or a community or environmental benefit off the back of it. So it's probably one of the best subjects for the future for any future entrepreneurial business leader.